Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/entitled people. In today's episode, new hire feels entitled to treat support staff like S***T. So I fired him. Best use of my promotion to date. Entitled parent doesn't want to use the public bathroom. How the entitled crazy mother thought she would make profit off of her child's burns and failed. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. New hire feels entitled to treat support staff like S***T. So I fired him. Best use of my promotion to date. I'm an attorney, and although I'm young, I'm in a managing position. The firm hired a new, older attorney. Needless to say, he was already having a hard time adjusting to the fact that his boss is 25 years younger than him, but he held it together, except that he was awful with support staff, paralegals, and legal assistants alike. This guy was so entitled that he would accost the senior paralegal, my paralegal, because he should not have to use a legal assistant given his seniority daily and command her to transcribe his notes for him. I overheard him call her girl, and I immediately told him to not do that and reminded him that she doesn't work for him, but if he needs help with something, he should tell me. He continued. Turns out, he is technologically inept. HR forced a meeting to discuss basic tech stuff and we all needed to attend. He fell asleep during the meeting. I called him out during the meeting and told him to go splash water on his face. After the meeting, I asked him WTH? And he basically said that he thought the meeting was for the girls, aka support staff. So long story short, I fired him this morning. He was not happy and felt as though his seniority was not appreciated and that he worked too hard in his life to have to do his own work. He expected to have his own associate to boss around and was disappointed to see he had to respond to me. Ask yourself, if he is so good, why is he looking for a job in his late 60s? I'm taking the girls out for drinks today. Good riddance. Edited, my 60s comment is definitely a snarky comment directed at him specifically. I found this man to be horribly arrogant and entitled just because he was senior. I certainly don't mean to insult an entire demographic. Take it as you will. As a legal staff member, thank you. No, thank you for supporting us attorneys. Great work. I worked with a man like that and he never understood why no one liked him, why he received minimal raises, and never got a promotion. He had served in the army with the boss, so he was exempt from being held accountable, until the boss got fired and he was gone in 90 days. The older I get, currently 57, the younger my managers are. I could not care less. I treat them with respect, make it clear an age gap is no issue, and continue to do my work. Never had a problem. He worked too hard in his life to have to do his own work. He expected to have his own associate to boss around. I'm not usually much one for deserve because life is arbitrary, but every single person who believes this strongly in hierarchy deserves a powerless life. Entitled parent doesn't want to use the public bathroom. Over the past year, the mall I used to work at has undergone renovations. One of the changes includes more restrooms. Previous options were the public restrooms in the vicinity of the food court and the ones in the department stores. My store has a bathroom for employee use only. You have to go past a back stock area and the manager's office, where cash is kept. We never let the public use this bathroom due to loss prevention/security concerns. I happened to be shopping when a mom dragged in her child and demanded to use the bathroom. The cashier pointed out the bathrooms directly across from the exit. It's really not that far, you walk out, cross the hall, and there are the bathrooms. They're nice, too, far nicer than our employee bathroom that looks just slightly better than an afterthought by a lazy landlord. Entitled mom would not hear of it. Her precious needed to use the bathroom now. It was an emergency. How dare a mere minimum wage cashier who was too stupid to get a better job tell her the store bathroom was for employees only? She shops there all the time, lol, and this is no way to treat a customer. She basically complained for an awfully long time for someone whose kid was having a bathroom emergency. Thankfully, the manager on duty had a spine and told her no and to stop wasting time and bring her child to the public bathroom just steps away from the exit. Entitled mom finally stormed out, swearing she would never shop at the store again. Oh no. LOL. Side rant, there were a few managers who would tell people like this just this one time and personally walk them to the employee bathroom and wait to escort them out. I hate this so much. It's never that one time, and there always messes with employees afterward because their so-called customer power inflates their ego. Boy, when my daughter was little and newly housebroken, I would plot my errands, knowing where every bathroom was. I would never think to demand to use an employee-only bathroom. Facts. When my friends' kids reached that stage, we could be anywhere in our city and they'd know the nearest bathroom. How the entitled crazy mother thought she would make profit off of her child's burns, and failed. A few years ago, I worked in a fast food restaurant. One day I brought dinner to a table at the restaurant's garden where an older woman and her grandson were sitting. I had a short conversation with a woman about their order, and while we talked, the kid, who was around 4 or 5, reached for a cup where hot water was. He poured it all on himself and started crying and screaming. I went inside to get some towels. I didn't know it was the cup with hot water. I thought he took his drink, which was iced tea. When I got back, the child's mother was also there, trying to take off his son's clothes and screaming that she demanded compensation. She didn't even know what exactly happened. Her child was screaming in pain and she could only think of money she could get because of the situation. I was panicking and went back inside to tell the manager about the situation and to tell her to call an ambulance. She did. They arrived and took the child to the hospital. But this is just the beginning. The mother was really hoping to get something for her from that situation, and she decided to get it at all costs. Seeing her behavior when she screamed about compensation while her child was in such pain, I was really afraid that she would blame me for the whole incident, but I was lucky that the only camera in the garden recorded the whole thing perfectly in full HD, so there was no doubt that I wasn't the culprit. The problem was that the mother and grandmother of the child didn't pay enough attention what he was doing. The mother wasn't aware that we had cameras, so she decided to straight up lie about what happened. First, she told the restaurant's manager that it was me who poured the water on her son and that she witnessed it. But she was buying more food at the time it happened, and everyone could confirm that she wasn't in the garden. So she changed the story and said that I assured her that the water is cold. Yeah, for sure I would tell her, who wasn't even at the table, that the cup with the huge note "caution hot" had cold water inside. Again, when confronted with the fact that I couldn't tell her that, because she wasn't there, she decided to make up another version and told the manager that the cup had no lid. However, the footage from security cameras showed otherwise. Then, she said that she didn't order any hot drinks, but the receipt showed that she was lying again. The mother was furious that she didn't convince the manager that she and her son were the victims of fast food employees, but the story doesn't end here. The next day she showed up again, raging at the fact that no one from the restaurant called the hospital to ask about her son's health. How delusional she was to think that any doctor would tell a complete stranger details of his patient's health. She informed everyone that because of US, her son had a lot of second-degree burns. The main manager was in the restaurant that day and he was already informed of the incident, so he knew who he was dealing with. The mother was cussing, screaming that he should fire me and that she will report it to the police and will take us all to court. The manager warned us that maybe I and other employees from that shift will have to go to the police station to testify. The woman even emailed the corporate about the whole thing, but all the evidence was against her and the corporate's lawyers said that none of us should be afraid of any consequences, because it was clear that she will never be able to accuse us of hurting her child. I worked there only during holidays, so I stopped working there around a month after that and returned the next holiday and another one. It was 2 years after the incident when the manager told me that the mother recently had given up trying to get the compensation because every attempt was unsuccessful. The footage from the security cameras was enough to prove what happened, and none of the employees from that day were called to the police station nor court. The petty thing about the whole situation with this mother, who was so sure that she will be able to get a lot of money with her lies, the main manager told me that they would willingly pay for the boy's treatment, but they decided not to after she said so many bad things about me and other employees who had any contact with her before and during the incident. So she was left with nothing but hatred and medical bills. I'm only sorry for the boy who had to suffer so much, and his mother probably didn't even really care, especially that she wasn't able to make any profit off of it. Yeesh. I'd like to think the authorities were keeping a close eye on her and warned CPS. Amazing how her mind turns to, how can I get money from this, while her son is in such pain? Poor kid, we know how his life will be. He will probably go and see with her someday, like so many others. Apparently all she cared about was the money. Why didn't the grandmother, the person sitting at the table with the child, just pick up the iced tea and pour that on the child's burned area? It would have cooled it down immediately and lessened the chance of further injury and discomfort to the child. That's what I would have done. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.